we as Indians, we simply can't digest that fact.
His introduction to Test cricket has been, I guess, unbelievable to describe it in one word.
That number 7 position of both the sides and the bowling lineup. Now, this is a hectic thing that the management has to incur.
A good question, and I think, look, it's you can go either way. I'm looking forward to having 5 or 6 nights of no sleep again.
Yeah, and now shifting the gears towards the Indian bowling attack, especially first and foremost, let's speak about the number 7 spot. Do you think going with 4 pacers would be a very good option, or perhaps Ravichandran and Ashwin out there? Because if they need to pick one spinner out of them, it has to be Ravi Ashwin and not Ravindra Jadeja, because there are plenty of left-handers in New Zealand batting lineup, and I don't see Ravindra Jadeja getting a call if there has to be one spinner playing. So Mohammad Siraj, who has been a proven performer, in the Australia series, in the England series, when it was great. It's a pleasure to see him. And Ishant Sharma has been a proven performer. He's got those experience. He's a tall, lanky fellow. Will get the bounce of the surface very well. Mohammad Shami, Jasprit Bumrah has got a wayward angle. Shami hits the deck hard, has got the seam position very fine. So who are the bowlers, or do you think that India should go with?
This is a hard one, I guess, because I don't have the intimate knowledge of the Indian team that I do, the New Zealand team. But I think you're right with Sharma and Bumrah. I think those two are lock-ins. Shami's proven he can play very well. And look, I'd probably play both spinners. I think Ashwin is a definite pick, as you say, coming up against a lot of left-handers. And even if there's not spinning on the wicket, he's proven he can bowl in all different things, and he can provide some pressure from one end if he needs to play that holding role. But likewise, if it is turning, he's going to be a real threat. And I guess around Jadeja is that, look, he's just a match winner with bat and ball. It may not be turning, but he also may likely go out and blaze a quick 100 at number 7. So I think he's a match winner. He's very experienced. So I personally think 2 should both be locked in, and maybe it's a 3-seam 2 spin option as opposed to a 4 seamers and 1 spin option. Then I guess that's again the decision that they'll be coming up again. But I like the look of Jadeja in there being his match winning ability, albeit in a red ball format and a big game. He's pretty experienced in these types of games of cricket. So I'd love to see him in there.
Absolutely. When we wish to see him there. I'll tell you one very funny incident out there. After the last Test match, when Devon Conway got the double century, he was run out. So what Indian fans were doing, they were like so much impressed with Devon Conway, and we can hear, that people are trying to figure out which is the weak area of Devon Conway. Where can the bowlers attack him, to get his wicket? Where can they trap him? So what Indian fans were telling, that we need to Ravindra Jadeja in our side, because the only way to get rid of Devon Conway is to hit him run out. So we need a Ravindra Jadeja. It's really funny.
Yeah, well, no, it's as much as it's fun, right? Look, it's another element where he's proven time and time again that he can change the game by doing something brilliant in the field. So the game may come down to that. It may come down to one brilliant moment or one spectacular fielding or a run out. So you've got to give yourself every chance in these one-off games to have people that can produce those types of moments in a match. He's certainly shown he can do that across all 3 facets of the game.
Yes, absolutely, without a doubt. So the next thing that I would love to ask you is that you need to pick X factors from either side, that is from New Zealand and also from India. So looking at the conditions out there and also the matchups. So who do you think could be the X factor for New Zealand in the whole total lineup? And also for India.
Oh, look, I think Kane Williamson is, look, he's him, Virat Kohli and Joe Root and Steve Smith, they're the 4 best batsmen in the world in Test match cricket. So he has to produce. It's simple as that. It's going to be a great matchup with him and Kohli, I guess, both from a batting perspective to see how they go about their innings, and there'll probably be a bit of a personal duel there because they're very close friends from my understanding. But look, seeing Kane bat and hopefully bat for a long period of time will be a key part to New Zealand's test. But likewise, Virat Kohli, like if he again is shown time and time again, it's very hard to get out. So look, those two are I guess they're the captains, so this is an opportunity for them to lead from the front and put their best foot forward to help their team get over the line. A bowling perspective, look, it's I guess for me is definitely an X-Factor player. He's a world-class performer, and he's another one who's shown that he can win a game of cricket in one spell sometimes. So he's going to need to show all those skills, if they're required, and India on the back foot, he's going to need to come out and produce something special, which we know he can. And from a Black Caps perspective, it's hard to go past Trent Boult. Look, he's a proven performer across all three formats, but I guess his experience of knowing a lot of the Indian through playing for the Mumbai Indians and coming up against them in different leagues around the world, he'll have an intimate knowledge of the Indian team, and he'll certainly be champing at the bit to knock some poles over and get some wickets. So really interested in that matchup between Bumrah and Trent Boult, and of course they're both with the Mumbai Indians, so I'm sure they're very close as well, and I'm sure they've got a playing relationship from when they were together over in the IPL.
Yes, absolutely, without a doubt. See, this is I feel one of the beauty of IPL. They get to play together, and once again, like in the national colours, they're playing against each other. It's a different aura, actually, to be honest. And so we'll quickly move on to a very situation game where I'll have two situations for you, and this is the next segment. There will be a few situations provided to you, and all you need to answer is that according to the situation, what you think you need to react. So the first one out here, and that is Kane Williamson and Ross Taylor, both are set at 150 plus partnership they've made. And the ball isn't that old to reverse, but also it's a bit damaged. So if you are the head of the Indian manager, if you're the Indian captain, so which are the bowlers you target? You say, these two are the guys, you bowl from this end, you are the one, you will bowl from the other end, and just attack them, just get me the wicket, just get me the breakthrough, man. Yeah.
So the bowlers I would use? Is that what the question was? The two Indian bowlers that I would bowl?
Yeah, absolutely. Two Indian bowlers.
So I think, the two, with those circumstances you've explained, then I'd be giving the ball to Bumrah and Sharma straight away, trying to one, get a wicket. And the reason probably those two is because they're the most experienced, and look, I also believe they're the most consistent. So in those types of moments, you've got to look to your senior players and your most experienced players to be able to produce something. And you bowl into the two most experienced batsmen, and Williamson and Taylor from the Black Caps team. So giving the ball to those two guys and saying, look, we're back here to do a job here and give them a spell to try and break that partnership.
All right. So that was, I wasn't expecting this, I was thinking, you could have gone with one spinner and the pacer from the other end. Well, that's a very good answer from your end. So we'll quickly move on now to the next question, and that is, if Rishabh Pant starts playing like the Gabba Test, a similar kind of an innings, and in the second innings, perhaps he's batting with Ravichandran Ashwin, and it's 70 to 80 runs required from the last 15 overs of the whole test, day 5. So which other bowlers, the Kiwi guys, you say, you are my man, Rishabh Pant is well set, he's hitting, he's knocking well, but if he stays there, he'll make sure that India is winning. You are the two guys, you're gonna bang me those wickets, you're gonna give me those wickets.
Yeah, good. This is a really tough one, this one, because he's shown his ability to score runs quickly. So I guess the way I'd look at it is probably potentially as a bit of a risky scenario, but look, I'd probably give the ball to Neil Wagner and employ his short ball technique and really set a strong leg side field and really try and target him in that area. And I guess that plan is, it could go wrong and he could get a lot of runs because he could hit the ball for 6 because he can play the short ball. But I guess conversely, with that potentially comes a bit of a reward because it only takes a top edge or something to go slightly wrong and he gets caught on the boundary. So look, I'd try that from one end, and I guess the other end is a toss-up between do you give a spinner the ball which again could go terribly wrong, and he could take 20 off and over and really accelerate strike rate, which I probably wouldn't go off spin. Spinner. We've only got a left arm ortho, and that's going to be spinning into his arc, so it'll be an easier shot. If there was an off spinner potentially. So I'd probably go to one of the experienced bowlers, either Bolt or Southey, and try and get them to just bowl a consistent line and length, where you're forcing to make a mistake or do something that's out of his game line. So bowling a really good line and length and trying to be patient with that plan to see if he's willing to do something out of his game plan and make a mistake.
So right and left hand, from either ends, left-handers.
Yeah.
So that's really cool right here. And so we move on to a last segment before we end this session. In this session, there's an interesting one where you need to make a playing 11, which will include India and New Zealand cricketers, who are a part of the squad for the World Test Championship. Starting off with the openers. Who are your openers? You've got Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, Mayank Agarwal. You've got on the other hand Tom Latham, Devon Conway. Many more options.
Yeah, no, that's good. I think I have to go with Rohit Sharma. I think lock him in one position, and the other position would have to be Tom Latham. And I think Gill and Conway are a little bit unlucky, but probably just because they're not quite at the same level of experience. Obviously, Devon's just very new to international cricket, so got a couple of proven performers there to open the innings for the world 11, so to speak. All
right. So looking at the number 3, 4, 5, and 6, the middle order up there. So whom do you choose in this? Kane Williamson, Ross Taylor, Virat Kohli, then Cheteshwar Pujara, Ajinkya Rahane. So many options out there. BJ Watling and many more.
Yeah, look, number 3, I'd go Kane Williamson.
All right.
He's owned that position, and he's risen to the top of the world in that position. So that's self-explanatory. 4, let's lock in Virat Kohli for the same reasons. He's been the top of the world for a long period now, and Virat Kohli. And number 5, I guess there's a few different options there. I'd probably look at Pujara. I just think his versatility and his ability to bat for long periods of time makes him a really clear candidate to fill that position, because a lot of the other batsmen can bat around him. We're up to number 6. Number 6 it's the keeper position. Yeah, this is another hard one. You've got the young new guy on the block pumped against the experienced and proven, I guess, BJ Watling, who's done it for a period of time now. And I'd probably have to look at Watling for this. I just feel his ability to score runs all around the world in tough conditions would over a 10-year period would tip him in my favour for that one, with a bit of a biased view, but I think hard to kind of go past him.
No, that's BJ Watling, owns that position. He has really performed well throughout, and whenever the team required, he has stood up. If you look at the Sri Lanka series, BJ Watling and Tom Latham, what an incredible performance was it from those two men. So that being one of the examples where Watling was sincerely brilliant. Well, speaking about the number 7 and 8 position, who are the one at number 7, 8, following the 9, 10, 11, the bowlers up there for you?
Yeah, look, number 7, I'm going Jadeja, putting him in there just for the match-winning abilities with back ball and infield. And I guess bear in mind we don't know what the conditions are in this game, in this 11 that I'm picking, but his ability with ball and to be able to consistently produce for his country is somebody that you have to have in that position, and it's certainly hard to go past him. Number 8, starting to get a little bit in towards bowlers. It's starting to get tough now, isn't it? I'd probably go Southey, Tim Southey at number 8. Again, his record over a long period of time, and his ability to get wickets and get top order batsmen and swing the ball is second to none, I guess. Number 9, I'll go counter here. So number 9, I'm going Bumrah. Look, put him a little bit in the Southey bracket. However, they're very different types of bowlers, but Bumrah's ability to take and also have those spells where he's winning matches for India. Look, he's shown he can do that, and when he's on song, he's one of the best bowlers in the world. And he's certainly got that X factor, which you're going to need. Number 10, I'm going to chuck in another spinner in there, which is our man Ashwin. Look, he's an unbelievable spinner, and look, he just has to be in there. And like the thing about him, impressed about him, is just his control and his ability to put so much pressure on the batsman through that control, but also through his body language and really being up for the fight to try and get a wicket. So I really love his passion for the game and his passion for bowling. And the last but not least is I'll go with one of my favourite New Zealand cricketers, and that's Trent Boult. He's not one of my favourite number 11s, but he's certainly one of my favourite swing bowlers, and he's just like the other bowlers I've described. He's got a unique ability to take wickets when it's required and get good batsmen out, and he can change the game in a session by doing that. He's shown that time and time again. So I guess to sum up the bowling, I feel that New Zealand's probably got an edge in terms of the seam bowling, but I think India's got an edge in the spin bowling department. So how that pitches, I guess, in Southampton is going to play a big part in how those attacks are going to be testing each other opposition's batting lineups.
Yeah, absolutely. And in this 11, we can see the Bumrah and Boult combination once again, and that is a proven performer with the Saudi up there right there. This really looks like a devastating bowling lineup. To end things right away, before ending things right away, sir, there's one last final question for you. Right ahead of the World Test Championship final, India versus New Zealand. Who do you think is the heavier side? Is it India or is it the New Zealand, perhaps?
Yeah, it's so hard to pick because they're similar teams, but they are vastly different. And I believe it's going to come down to the bowling of both units, of batting their match pretty evenly. But I just think the bowling, both teams are quite different, which is cool. It brings some uniqueness in terms of, I guess, attack each other and when they get out on the field from that bowling perspective. And it's going to come down, I believe, to the seam and spin of both respective teams. But I'm from New Zealand, so I have to tip it in New Zealand's favour, and I have to back the New Zealand team. And I'm certainly hoping from afar here in New Zealand that they get over the line, and got confidence in them to do that. They've waited a long time to get to this point, and I know how much they'll be fizzing to get out there and get over the line and try and get a win. So I'm tipping in New Zealand's favour by 1%.
All right. So that is it from Glenn Pocknall, and he backs New Zealand to win the World Test Championship. And let's see, the time will speak what happens. And above all, we're really hoping for a very, very good contest of bat and ball. And let's hope that the showers doesn't play the mighty role up there, because there's been some clear signings, that Southampton, is likely to rain for the next few days in Southampton. We just don't hope that to happen. And not, we can't really shatter the hopes, right? So let's hope that it's a good bat and ball contest.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Let's hope you're right. Let's hope it doesn't. But thank you very much for the opportunity, and look forward to following the game.
Yes, absolutely. And each and everybody hearing this, so it's time to bid goodbye to all of you, and we'll be back with many more updates. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Cricket REBORN, and also on Facebook page. And do not forget to subscribe this channel, and share this video among many people, and do comment down below what are your playing 11s. What are those changes you would love to make. So thank you very much.